You're watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
Hey everyone, I'm Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks for joining us this morning. A long-standing issue facing dealerships nationwide is the shortage of technicians. The Central Florida Automobile Dealers Association recently announced their statewide initiative to recruit and train Autotechs. So today we're learning more about it. We're joined now by Evelyn Cardenas, who is the president and CEO of the Central Florida Automobile Dealers Association. Evelyn, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us on the show once again. So talk to us about this. What inspired this initiative and why now?
Well, let me tell you, we have had a technician shortage for many, many years.
Yeah.
We're talking about 650,000 tech positions that not only from retiring techs, but from industry growth and openings that have come on. And so we have been working on it actually for a few years, and right now we're starting to make strides. So we're pretty excited about that, but it's really the need that drove the initiative.
Wow. And I would imagine that number that you just shared is nationwide, not necessarily in Florida rather. And
Yep.
so that's pretty cool. Tell us about the Autotech Apprenticeship program and how does it work?
So true to any apprenticeship program is on-the-job training. So most of your education comes from actually doing and being at a dealership. So we're excited about this because the dealers pretty much get to train their own, grow their own talent, kind of make it very industry specific. And in Florida, one of the things about an apprenticeship program is that it's zero cost to the apprentice. So if you want a middle-class lifestyle, high-paying career, with long-term prosperity, this is it, because it's zero to you to become an apprentice, and in 12 to 18 months, you're a full-blown auto tech. And the difference between the 12 and the 18 months, the last 6 months is full hybrid and EV. The first 12 months, it's all ICE vehicles.
Wow. What role does the government play in all of this?
So it made it through the House and the Senate, and it's actually awaiting the governor's signature at the moment. So the governor will give us the funds so that we can really expand our effort. Like I stated earlier, we've been working on this for a few years, and being an association and a nonprofit, you know, we were limited by how much we can actually do with our funds.
Sure.
So having that investment from government is amazing, because it's going to allow us to reach more people, get more careers out there, and really we're working with underserved, underrepresented, underemployed communities, and we've got a partnership with the Veterans Administration. We've got a partnership with Career Source, which is the unemployment arm of Florida, to really get people, like I said, into jobs that provide a middle class and higher lifestyle.
Sure. So what will the funds be used for? The marketing and the outreach, or will they be to pay these apprentices, or what are the funds used for?
So the predominant purpose of the funds is to get what we call a training ecosystem for the apprentices. So as they're learning at the dealership, we have to come in and we have to provide that extra support because we're pulling really raw talent into the dealerships. So somebody that's never seen the undercarriage of a car, we're going to give them 3 weeks of pre-apprenticeship training before we put them in a dealership. And then we're going to have this educational system, learning management system, that they can go and have extra training. In addition, we're going to have partnerships with automotive instructors and with facilities already being used, predominantly high schools that have that curriculum. So that's where the money's getting spent. It's really getting spent on how we get these students up to speed. It's on training them, educating them, giving them support, giving them tools. We're going to have a tool lending library in case the dealership doesn't provide the tools, so they have the tools to work. We're going to have some gas money in there and life money because life happens.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes. So we'll have those scholarships. And like I said, it's really about an ecosystem. What does it take to make sure that this underserved population has everything that they need to succeed?
Yeah. And to your point, it is a very good paying job when, you know, all is said and done and those individuals are up and running as full certified technicians, right? I mean, we're talking six-figure incomes here.
Yeah. I was just talking to a dealership of mine yesterday, and this is the second time this year that they've raised their wages, and I think it's at $50.
Wow.
Who doesn't want to make $50 an hour?
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Where do I get an application?
That's what I said. I said I'm in the wrong profession.
That's right. That's right. What's the primary goal of the initiative? I mean, you mentioned a few of them, but where do you see this, a few years down the road? What's the goal?
It's really about dealerships being able to have the talent that they need. I mean, we've had the shortage for the longest, a shortage of technician for the longest amount of time. But in addition to the shortage and replacing the retiring techs, it's about the technology. It's getting more sophisticated. It's pretty much, we say it's computers on wheels, right? And so this generation, who's very, very computer savvy, understands how systems work, how systems are interconnected, how they communicate with each other. So it's really going to that talent and saying, look, we have these very smart vehicles. They keep me in my lane. They brake for me if I'm not paying attention.
That's right.
They do all this stuff for me. So the person that has to help me keep this vehicle on the road is somebody like you, pretty smart. So it's replacing the retirement, it's training the next generation, and it's keeping up with the evolution of the complex technology in the vehicles.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it's said that today's technician doesn't walk in with a toolbox, but they walk in with a laptop in many cases because the car is so sophisticated. And to your point, it is a computer on wheels these days, isn't it? It
is a computer on wheels. I think a vehicle today has more technology than the Challenger back in the day.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. So how are your dealers doing this summer? What are they? Obviously, they've got plenty of cars on their lot. How are EV sales? I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, well, we are still the second in the nation for EV sales, believe it or not, second only to California.
Wow.
But, all this demand that was predicted, all this push that there was for EVs, it has slowed down. I think consumers really want to make sure that the infrastructure is there before they really commit 100% to EVs. So I'll tell you that EV sales have definitely slowed. There is more inventory on the lots at every one of my dealerships, and inventory in general, right? Because interest rates are high, inflation is high. So now we get to find out who the real salespeople are, right? Everybody was a salesperson during COVID,
right?
Because it was easy. Right now, it really takes that special kind of professional to be able to put the right vehicle in a customer's hands because the demand is not as high as it's been.
That's right. That's right. Evelyn Cardenas, President and CEO of the Central Florida Automobile Dealers Association. Thank you so much for joining us today. These programs are very exciting. Love to do a follow-up with you to see how things are moving along on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Always ready.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.